Hey guys, it's Rachel from the Little Ring Lamb, and I have a book review on 20 Boy Summer by Sarah Ockler, and I started this before the book 2-a-thon and just got back into it. I'm reading another book at the same time, and I'm almost finished that one, so a review on Kyle vs. Leia Battle for the Cyberdomes, that will be probably put up Monday, so I'll be back. I know I've been a little bit absent lately with videos. I've been posting them not as frequently as I usually do. I just haven't been reading a whole heck of a lot lately. Anyway, before I get into this, if you haven't seen one of my book reviews or you just need a refresher, I read my books in 5 different categories: plot, characters, cover, suspense, and overall terms of reading them very soon, 5 to 5, not so soon, 1 out of 5. And if I'm looking down or over, I'm looking at my agenda where I have all the scores. So, before I get into this, I want to say this is a no spoilers review. I'm not going to spoil a book if I was going to recommend it. So, this book I have mixed feelings about, but I'm going to give you guys a brief synopsis so you guys know what the plot's about. So I'm going to be looking at the back. So basically, it all starts with Anna, and she has a best friend, Frankie, who has a brother. I always forget his name. Yeah, she's a brother. I think his name is Matt. Sorry, I always forget his name. Anyway, then once something happens, tragedy strikes, and Anna and Frankie go to Zanzibar Bay with Frankie's parents for a summer vacation, and their basically goal is to meet one boy every day, and they want to Frankie wants to persuade Anna to have a summer romance. Anna agrees to what Frankie said, but Frankie doesn't know Anna had an affair, well, not really an affair, a relationship with Frankie's older brother Matt just before his death. This is all in the back, I was just making sure. And yes, so I had really high hopes for this. It sounded pretty good, like, you know, like a nice contemporary read. But this one, I have mixed feelings about this. Anyway, plot I gave a 3 out of 5. The plot was okay. Yes, it was a contemporary, so you can't expect like this, like, you can't expect a lot because it was kind of like a summery, fluffy read, I would say. Even though it had some plot points I really liked, but some just really bothered me. Like, just like some of the things the girls both did, and how they both, like, how they interacted within situations, and sometimes they went on like day trips and stuff, and I found it quite redundant because it didn't really go anywhere. It was more like they could have just taken some of it out, like the San Francisco thing and stuff. Yeah, but I really did like some plot points. I liked certain plot points, but some were kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't my favorite. Characters, I give a 2 out of 5. The characters, I had a really big issue with the characters. I found most of the side characters to be more memorable than the actual characters. I found Anna, the main character, didn't have as much personality as I would have liked. Basically, her personality in the whole, like, story, basically, it all ties up to Matt. Again, Frankie's older brother, which I didn't really like. She didn't have much creativity besides that. She was kind of tied to that. And yes, it was a year later and they're still mourning and stuff, but it was basically took her whole identity, which I didn't like, and she really had no character growth from the end of the book. Only maybe a few things, but not that. And Frankie, her best friend, I couldn't stand her personality. She was really pushy with Anna, and Anna hardly had any personality, and I found, like, besides being, like, tied to Matt, she didn't really branch out, and Frankie was just really moody and had to be bossy. I did love Frankie and Anna's interactions when they were friendly. I did like that, but on their own and sometimes together, they just didn't mesh well to me. I couldn't see how they were best friends, really. Like, I know they're different, but I couldn't see how they were so close when their personalities seemed so distant. But I really did like Jane and Red, the Frankie's parents, and I did like Anna's parents from when we saw them. But I found Matt to be a more memorable character than both the two girls, Anna and Frankie. Just because they kept bringing him up, obviously, and I found his storyline and his character more interesting. Yeah, and I found some of the other, like, love interests and stuff, they kind of faded away, but the main ones, like, stayed. But there were some good character qualities, just I think the character development wasn't that great. Cover, I give a 4 out of 5. I absolutely love this cover. It's one of the things that attracted me to the book. Another thing was I heard Sarah Ockler was a really good author, and maybe it's just this book of me, maybe it just didn't mesh well, maybe I should try some of her other stuff, because I've heard other books of hers are really good, like Bittersweet and Fixing Delilah. But the cover, like, has sea glass, and I have a piece of sea glass I keep in my room, and it's green, and I love it, and this kind of attracted me to it, and also, like, it feels, like, really smooth. yeah, I really like this cover. The only thing I don't really like that much is the back because it kind of reminds me of a jean jacket. And yeah. Suspense, I give a 1 out of 5. The suspense is not great in this book. I found I wasn't dying to read it since it took me almost like a month to read this book. Less than a month, probably 2.5 weeks. But I didn't find it too suspenseful. Again, contemporary is hard to be suspenseful for me because, like, sometimes you often can tell what's going to happen. Or, yeah. Overall, I give this book a 1 out of 5. I wouldn't read it right away, but maybe in a few years, maybe in a summer, maybe I'll be able to take a breath, take a step back, and maybe enjoy it even more. Maybe it's just the mood I was in, I don't know. But it was okay, I'd say. It's not something that I'd absolutely say is my favorite. But yeah, it's just I think the characters that really messed the story up for me. I didn't really enjoy these characters, but I'm going to eventually in the future, I think, try another Sarah Ockler book and give her writing another chance. I really did enjoy the writing. It was very, I really like Sarah Ockler's writing. I think it was just the characters that really threw me off, so maybe I'm being a little too harsh. But that's my feelings on that book. So this has been a long review. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again later.